Yeah,
break
I
your
know we're
kneecaps
trying
off.
to dodge that place that hurts the most if you get kicked. But yeah.
Yeah, right. It's right in your armpit. Actually, nobody knows, but that's the where. Um,
Yeah, Miracle, they have started to lose this from the draft. As you mentioned, it was also partially because Brightwing went for that Q build. I think that was also crucial. And also Vala going for the same Q build on Towers of Doom. That's not super common, but it is there sometimes. That I think that also played a big factor into the
the
team
better
fights.
talenting in terms of the situation by
Hmm.
far by Supreme Mixtape there. They're one win off. Um, this means it will be their map choice as well, because of course Miracle's going to take first ban here. With what we've got left, we have Towers of Doom removed. They're going to take Sky Temple. Sorry, I was looking for only the outline. We actually have the numbers on it, so I was not looking for that yet. Sky Temple is going to be the map. Could be a quick one to finish things off, to be honest. If things continue this way, I think there's a very high chance that Mixtape takes this.
Well, Mixtape, their brain, I think Wiz. I want to highlight on Wiz one more time. I think he is the MVP as the Ragnaros. It's not so easy to hit that smash, and right in the middle. He hits that smash right in the middle, and he has stunned Honkono several times. Not just Honkono, sometimes he hit that back line of MVP Miracle, just made them so low so they can't really fight. And Darvish just flying in, and sometimes he made it out with Blink Heal, but sometimes he did not. He just became 1+1 with Illidan.
Yeah. Look, I mean, I feel like he's just the master of strategy in how these drafts are going. And I guarantee you, he's probably part of the reason why we're seeing these talents chosen in the way they are as well. So this master strategist is doing well for them. Also, his thrall was quite good earlier on. But the one devil's advocate I like to play with this when you run a lot of different specific comps, not the one in the last game, but actually the one we ran on Stupid the Spider Queen. If you do that too often, it becomes pretty obvious what you're going to do. So they needed to mix in standard play like they did in the last game a lot more often if they're going to be a top tier contender in this league. So we're getting that lobby ready, G-Club. Here it is. First ban will be MVP Miracles, and what could be their final game if they can't take this win.
It is Sky Temple, and this one actually kind of the same as game one. The macro matters a little more, and there's the insta ban on false that maybe they're actually going towards that melee comp one more time. Let's see if that works.
Okay, this is the better choice. If you're gonna take, if Tassadar is left available and you want to lean towards that, you take the Vala so that you leave your opponent with that awkward taste. If they want to take Tassadar, what are they going to take it with? So this is the right way to do it, is to take the Vala first. Don't first pick Tassadar, because then you get kind of countered to this awkward situation. Supreme Mixtape, they might just do the Rag into Mouth, which we've been seeing a lot of in this tournament, in this type of rotation when Vala comes first. And leave the Tassadar to Miracle. If they take Tassadar themselves, they're going to have to find their own melee. Could be Thrall. You know, we could see Wiz try to give Miracle a little bit of taste of their own medicine, just having Thrall as the top laner instead of Illidan, but it's going to be ETC Mouth.
Yeah, I think Supreme Mixtape really is going smart about drafting, and their drafting level has been already up in the higher tier of HGC Korea. Miracle picking Vala, of course it's a good pick. It's not the worst pick, of course, and it fits the team, but constantly picking Vala first pick, I don't think that's the best idea, especially against a brain like Wiz. I'm pretty sure they already have a good answer to that question, and just picking Vala, if they want to twist this, that will be a little surprising, but I think MVP Miracle, after losing 2 straight games, they might not able to be make the comeback here.
I think it's time. Like if you're going to go into the Vala, you got to go all the way, and I think that you need to pick up the Tassadar here or the Auriel.
Auriel, maybe, yes.
And Supreme Mixtape, I feel like the Vala pick is a great pick. Like, I don't even want to say anything bad about it, but you've got to go all the way with it. So there's the Tassadar, and it's going to be Zeratul. Okay, so they're gonna have that melee to kind of make the Tassadar pick more valuable. The ETC pick was obviously strong for the early game, but it's more focused on the global aspect, I feel, with what Supreme Mixtape is doing, because they removed Falstad. They want the global to themselves. They know Vala is going to be taken as a result, so they're like, all right, look, you can have Vala Tassadar. We're going to go into the global aspect of this large map, and you can have your glass cannon Vala, and we'll just let you shield it, and that's fine.
Yep, and in terms of like staying together, the coordination, teamwork, Supreme Mixtape looks prepared for today's match. Like we've seen it, they lost game 1, but still from game 2 and game 3.
I actually
making Malfurion channel that altar because they know they're gonna dive in and just Twilight Dream right off. Like it's all prepared. They are ready for that dive.
So I actually think a Brightwing ban here is pretty solid. We already saw they like to run Brightwing with Tassadar and the double support. There they go. And it's a global, so you're controlling that yet again. They can't play Dahaka. They just absolutely cannot. Cannot have Tassadar or Zeratil's Dahaka. That doesn't work. Cannot solo tank Dahaka. So essentially with this Brightwing ban, Supreme Mixtape has locked down the macro. In terms of team fighting, yes, Miracle still has an absolutely scary composition. Another ban to perhaps have considered is Diablo, but he's not as strong on this map. I think Supreme Mixtape, with Wiz at their backbone here as their brain, I suppose, more than a backbone, is really, really making intelligent choices. I said that since game 1, and I'm really feeling it here in this draft right now. Miracle, their ban becomes a lot tougher. Perhaps a Tychus ban or a... Oh, the Rag's still available. I forgot about that because he made it really deep. I was going to say Tychus or Li Ming, but the Rag is a smart choice as well.
Yeah, I was about to say Rag seems to be a good choice because either Thrall or Rag, but more of a Rag, in this, especially in this map, because that Molten Core on Wiz last game especially was perfectly timed, so well used before the team fight. And even that smashes, as I just told you guys, was right on point. Almost like, from what I saw, 5 out of 6 times. That was pretty good. And for Miracle's side, talking ahead here, maybe just go ahead and take that Muradin to be a very strong tanky frontliner warrior. Supreme Mixtape, they really have to show themselves what else they have prepared for today, or they can also stick with something like.
This gives SMT the pick of the litter in terms of damage. They get Li Ming, and they're going to take Dahaka for themselves. They have
greedy.
2 globals now.
They're getting greedy now. They're still hiding that last pick, but they eventually got... They can also take something like Tychus if Miracle chooses to pick Muradin or something.
I feel like when I look at this draft, I think Miracle is going to have a really hard time. One of the reasons why Dahaka is so strong into his Zeratul is not to grab him, but just because Dahaka has so much gold presence and you cannot gank him with Zeratul. It just doesn't work. He's so hard to kill. He's tanky. He's going to do Split Soak. He's going to escape. Zeratul will very unlikely be able to kill him.
Yeah, Zeratul, the target will be Li Ming the entire time, and hopefully somehow he'll be, if he's able to pick on Li Ming or even Malfurion sometimes. There's that Johanna. I don't know if that Johanna pick is the best one, but Aria at the latest for Vala to complete their team comp. Let's see what Supreme Mixtape has been hiding for the 5th and the last pick going into Sky Temple.
That's what we're going to see. Suddenly my voice died. I'm not sure why.
Analyze
this one, G-Clef. Drink water.
We've been casting for 6 and 50 minutes. Possibly that's the reason why. And Miracle, as I said, I personally do not like Johanna's pickup too much, but let's see how she comes in here. Maybe she will just pick dive. Maybe that's one of the reasons. And Supreme Mixtape, they're taking a lot of time. They do have to show themselves. Maybe Thrall one more time since Ragnaros is banned.
Like, if they want to go pure, like, pushing here, they can go into the Sergeant Hammer as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's something that you wouldn't really see in most teams, but they've been prioritizing the hero quite a bit. So I think there's definitely a chance we see that. It's not really their style. It's going to be the Tychus for a little bit more all-around. I think that what Supreme Mixtape has built here is very strong. They have total control of this super large map, and Miracle has a good comp in terms of what they can do in team fights. Zeratul is so powerful with Ariel too, because she's going to have big burst heals from Vol. Is going to build the Hope, and then that's going to get blasted on the Zeratul. If he gets caught in an awkward situation, he has that Aegis. But this could be the last map of the night. MVP Miracle on their last life here against Supreme Mixtape. If they take one more win, that's it. They will take a win over Miracle. Miracle will go down 0-2. Let's jump into Sky Temple to see if they can make it happen. In blue, MVP Miracle. Honkono on Johanna. Dami on Zeratul. Sniper on Tasters. Crazy moving on Bala. Darvish on Ariel.
And in red, Supreme Mixtape Scarlet on Marfurian, Dudu on Naming, Wiz on Dehaka, Judy on ETC, and Notet on Tygus.
So, you know, I worry for Miracle in terms of what they've been able to accomplish as a team. You and I talked about the fact that most Western fans who didn't follow Heroes that closely just saw them play, saw the Korean teams play in global international events were super hyped by the Honkono Dami pickup. When that was announced, everyone's like, this is it, this is the team. Oh my god. But you and I were more worried than happy and pleased, because this is these two players are star players that were so reliant on their teammates. It was the best coordinated team in the world. That's why they won Summer. They also were the team that understood that meta the best with the coordination, with the, you know, for example, Greymane, the Tyrael. They won off of that. We're not in that meta anymore. And I feel like, in a sense, until they learn to work together, Dami and Honkono are somewhat of a liability to this team. And for what we've seen from Miracle so far in this tournament, I mean, yes, it's only been, this is our second best of 5 with them. They look more like MVP Sky, the old sister team of MVP that always got overshadowed by Black. And I worry for this team that if they can't get some momentum in terms of series, they might just kind of be that overshadowed MVP Sky-esque team like we saw in 2015. I really feel that way about what I'm seeing here so far.
Yeah, I totally agree. And before, and Dami and Honkono, when they were back in Tempest, they also had a different brain on them. They had O-Prime, who is now a Korean caster for HGC Korea. And O-Prime himself, as I know him personally, he was having a hard time controlling and making Dami and Honkono listen to what he wanted to say, and that did work. And Hyde, of course, taking care of both of them from the back line. Miracle's gonna take. It looks like we were originally worried, and from the very first game, Honkono was playing so passively that we were saying Honkono's changed, and maybe this can be a big comeback. But after that, their drafting plus how they rotate and wanna strategize the entire game, it looks like they are missing the brain to me.
Sure, I have to agree. We don't want to talk about this too much longer. I'll just kind of finish this thought. I want to say Honkono is playing much better today, and in Game 3 it wasn't his fault. He was on solo tank Vari, and what are you going to do? That's a really difficult role to play. Don't think he really made any mistakes. He got caught maybe once or twice, but this team looks better than they did on Friday, but they're being outclassed by this new amateur team, and that's concerning. And we saw Crazy moving on the camera. It was actually this game was like perfect for us to talk, because there's like no actual action or contention. It's such a split map. That we saw Crazy moving on camera, both in this set and the previous set. He looks so frustrated, and he is the player that's most emotional, I'd say, in this entire league, and is affected the most by these sorts of things, including we saw the Chromie auto lock on Friday. So let's put this kind of topic of emotions, etc., to rest now, and move into this game, as we're about to see level 7 reach in this extremely neutral game right now between these two. It looks like we're going to see Wiz stay. Oh, no, he's just going to take the Watchtower Heroes, and I think he's going to stay up there for maybe one more wave and then come down. Lane is pressured, but not insanely pressured. There's no really a reason for him to come down necessarily. I like the idea of just catching up in EXP here slightly, getting that last wave and soaking and coming down later when that temple phase starts in the bottom.
Yeah, of course, and 0-2 is going to try to harass, but 0-2 cannot get a pick on Wiz, as you mentioned about. Dehaka actually does a lot of damage, especially as a melee against him. If you stay close to Dehaka, you will find yourself dead within 3-4 seconds after you try to gank Dehaka. Dehaka does not come and keeps on soaking. Looks like that's what 0-2 also decides to do. So when there's a team fight or whenever he's needed, especially a time like this, a temple is just forming at the bottom.
Yeah,
Zeratul is going to take so much time to come down.
All you can do as a Zeratul to harass is try to make Dehaka use his Dark Swarm to get you off, and then he doesn't happen to clear the wave. That's all you can really do. Zeratul rotates down. He takes a long time, as you said, but Dehaka can come down at any moment here. Oh no, Crazy moving way out of position. Dudu, though, may go down. He does, in fact. Dehaka doesn't come down, so they eventually just lose the 5v4. Wiz getting a little bit greedy in terms of EXP here. It's going to cost them a lot of damage on structures. You know, the fort is already down here, though. So right now, any structural damage to this bottom fort is just catch up for Miracle. And Wiz actually does a little bit of damage to the keep wall.
You see the damage that went into Crazy moving at that second. The health bar was going down, but Ariel saved his life at the end. That's the difference between Right Wing and Ariel there. Ariel just pairs up so well with Bala. Can also save her in lots of different ways. Also Aegis, now they just hit level 10.
With Sniper going up to get mid soak, that Supreme Mixtape was not getting, and the double fort destruction by the temple, Miracle gets 10, makes a snap decision to take this boss, which is a brilliant choice. It's that kind of 6-minute boss timing you see on this map and Cursed Hollow if you have 10 and your opponent doesn't, because something went horribly wrong for them, which happens more often on this map than Cursed. You get the free boss, and this is going to push the keep wall because the fort was destroyed whole-handedly by that temple. And Supreme Mixtape is going to be very far behind as a result. They're not going to lose this keep, I can't imagine, unless they make a mistake, because they get heroics now, but this is a scary situation. Miracle with a massive lead now.
Yeah, also the camp coming along, they're going to lose a lot of EXP for this. But Dehaka has been pushing, and the camp on top has also been pushing the second wall, keep wall on top lane. So they are trading a little bit, but not too much, but they have lost the boss. So of course it is going in favor of Miracle a little bit more. Supreme Mixtape taking that last moment to take down the boss, and not really losing too much from the middle lane, but still going around the camps and rotating. It's going towards a Miracle because of that initial team fight before 10.
Yeah, well said. I mean, like the team fight that they could have tried to force at the bottom is just an unnecessary risk, considering Dehaka can come back at any moment. He gets the keep wall down as well, so they have that part even. The loss for Supreme Mixtape is the mid fort. They haven't touched the mid fort of Miracle. This can be good for them later on as they get that catch-up mechanic with the EXP on the fort, but for the time being, this is very good for them, for Miracle.
It looks like both teams looks like they're gonna go for the race. Not all the way to the fort, of course, but still taking down the first wall. And Miracle really want that third team before they want to fight. Supreme Mixtape also taking some time, pushing that bottom. Both teams just trading each lane and each temple.
Critically, Supreme Mixtape started the temple first and started the fort first, so they got the fort down anyways, but they're losing this race because there was a Merc camp with this. The Merc camp is actually making this push a lot stronger, and they have a full 4-man on it, so they are going to start working on this keep, and they're unable to deny Dami from doing the temple damage. So it's like a temple for a temple, but also I got your other keep wall. That's concerning.
And Miracle also has a better wave clear, and so to say so. And 0-2 has been sitting on that temple and is finished. ETC, of course, having stage dive, can join anytime he wants to.
Judy's just going to leave here. They're trying to gank him, but he actually went all the way to the bottom. Such a smart guy. Crazy moving drops down the Q there because he was looking for him. Well done by Judy in terms of seeing that rotation come down without even having vision. Supreme Mixtape now evens up the talent tiers. They're down on structures, but that could be what gets them to 16, first. It's potentially there. This is a super neutral game. There's not a single objective on the map available. All of them are already taken. So anything that either team does is a big risk, and it looks like Supreme Mixtape is going to be the one taking that risk.
And they are hiding, and Zeratul is coming towards it, but Dami actually stops right in the middle. Not seen at all. And Tygus did take Odin. Maybe he wanted to fight during the tempo phase a little more. That gives him a lot of burst from long range.
Okay, this G-Clef is a tense moment here. Dahaka trying to soak what he can. ETC actually soaking in the top as well. So they have those two globals. We talked about how the longer the game goes on, that's going to get more and more effective. They just need to be careful that while they're missing 2 here, they don't take a fight down 2 levels. The scaling is going to be a problem there. No matter how much soaking they do with these 2 heroes, the extra, they'll never get 16 first. Miracle is still going to get it first. So they're really just trying to make the time that they have that 16 advantage much smaller, trying to reduce it. Oh, I like this. They're going to maybe try to do an invade here and fight while Zeratul's missing before 16. This is a beautiful decision here by Wiz and his team. They're going to come in now.
But their front line has been, I think they went a little bit too early, and then the wall actually spread them apart, but they will actually get it because Zeratul was out of the fight for such a long time. Well done by Supreme Mixtape just now.
Miracle outplayed them in terms of mechanics in that fight, but the decision to invade there at all was really smart.
Because they had double global. Like, they had the Haka ETC coming in at the same time. I'm sure Miracle was a bit surprised from that.
Yeah, I really have to completely wholeheartedly agree. You know what my Christmas wish is? I know it's a long way away, but I wish we actually had countdowns or timers on the screen for global mounts like Dahaka, Brightwing, etc. Because I would love to know like when he has it available, when he doesn't. They keep track of that for the viewers because it's like so important that he had that available to make that decision, to make that happen. Again, Wiz is the shot caller, and he calls himself kind of the coach of the team, and he also does the drafting, so this is probably his call. And Judy going to isolate Sniper here. He does have his escape, though. I don't know if this is actually the right time to commit. The Void Prison comes down. This is terrible for Supreme Mixtape. They don't have 16 yet either.
And let's see, Honkano leaving is blown up from the beginning, and Wiz just trying to stall some time. Does get back his health, but alone cannot do anything else just to die here.
Down he goes. 3 dead. It's going to make it an even longer time before 16's ready. The keep wall was already destroyed, so this boss, the MVP Miracle, will get for free. Oh, I saw that, Honkano. Ooh, got stung by the boss. This boss that they get for free will do a lot of damage. They already killed the mid keep, and because of this pressure, right now Supreme Mixtape will have to give up the top temple. They won't be able to finish it. Even if they do, they're going to lose the keep, so they should leave it. If they kill this fort and then leave, I like it, because it gives them a little more XP, gets them closer to 16. That's exactly what they're going to do. They leave the temple now. They're going to come back here. Can they save this keep? It seems unlikely. The question is, can they survive? They want to get 16. Now they have it. And the fight under the core will be on even talent tiers, but they're 2 keeps down, and they're going to have to start worrying about these catapults as well. Here comes the stage dive.
Crazy moving, looking forward to save. Very nicely placed. ETC couldn't really come in at the moment. And that goes one more time. And they actually wanted to get that keep. Maybe they're looking for a core. It looks like they are looking for that core. Void Prison is not available at the moment, but still 6 seconds on the clock. Going for that core, 80%, going lower. Let's see if they can actually do this.
MVP is really committing to this. There's the Void Prison. They should be able to get this. Look at that Void Prison. It doesn't hit the core. It hits 3 members, and that will be the game-winning move here. Aegis is popped. Sniper does escape, and we are going to a Game 5. That Void Prison, I'm pretty sure Michael Udall at home just fell out of his chair. He was like, oh my god, the skill! As that Void Prism gets 3 members. It's on the edge of the core, but doesn't hit it. Perfect Void Prism. That is, I mean, they likely could have taken it without it, but that sealed the deal.
Yes, that did. Right after it hit the cooldown, it was off cooldown, and then perfectly used to trap down 3 of the members and not hit the core. And They made the right choice to just run to the key, make sure the boss was very healthy when it got to the core, and they've got it. Even though Supreme Mixtape did have same talent, they were few levels down. They took the risk and they've got it. It's going to a full series, anyone's game right now. Do you see that face on Crazy moving? He is just so